Good afternoon, everyone. And before I start, thank you, Sebastian, for inviting us here and to present our journey. So, my name is Harsha, and I'm working as a product manager in Roche Informatics. And today I'm excited to share our journey from tools to platforms and what's the role of HashiCorp in that journey. Actually, if you have been hearing talks today, you see it's like we are all moving towards a centralized platform. And now today I want to talk about why we are moving there and how we are approaching that. Okay, so, and coming to my background, I have a background in software engineering. I did my PhD in software engineering and artificial intelligence. And I worked in different areas across, let's say, starting with DevOps, edge computing, artificial intelligence, and now the new kid on the block, platform engineering as well. And I worked across various industries, starting from academia, and then to research centers, and then in financial institutions, and now I am working in the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, so, before starting the actual topic today, I would like to ask, how many of you feel that you are using far too many tools for developing software? Okay, I know. So, you are not alone. Even we are in the same journey. And actually, when I look at it, I feel like we are using far too many tools. So I started looking into, let's say, existing research, what's happening. And then I stumbled upon some interesting numbers from a 2024 developer experience survey done by a company called Harness. What they have done is that they have, surveyed 500 different organizations, asking their development teams what are their problems they encounter in day-to-day life. So, and the numbers are very interesting. So what they have found out is that, on average, developers manage 14 different tools to develop the software. So the context switching between the tools every day because they use different tools from different vendors to develop their software. And other thing is that in large organizations, onboarding a new developer takes 100 days of IT spending. And it means configuring tools, and then connecting to different environments, patching them, configuring the IDEs and all. It takes around 100 days for them. And 97% of the developers complain that they context switch because their tools are from multiple different vendors. Because they don't work out of the box, you need to enable integrations. And again, it's not one central pane of glass, you need to switch interfaces and all. And to summarize, they have to juggle between different tools, and it impacts developer experience negatively. So, these metrics show us that, too many tools negatively experience or negatively impacts the developer experience, which in turn, decreases developer productivity. And today I want to talk how we approach this problem and how we are trying to solve this. So, before going there, I want to give you a brief overview of what Roche is. Maybe some of you know, some don't. So, for over 127 years, we have been developing diagnostics and medicines for a wide range of chronic and life-threatening conditions. So we are a leader in healthcare R&D investment. So in 2023 alone, we invested 13.2 billion Swiss francs into R&D. And we are over 103,000 employees, just internal employees, working over 150 countries. And I think externals are more than 150,000 employees. And in 2023 alone, our diagnostics instruments have conducted 29 billion tests. And if I have to say in one sentence, what we do is that we advance science so that we all have time with whom we love, or with the people we love. Okay. And one might be wondering how software fits into all of this, right? For example, at a super high level, we develop software for our diagnostic instruments, and then again diabetes instruments, and also for our digital health sets, for the software giving health sets for like lab technicians and doctors as well. And at the same time, we have footprint, a lot of footprint on on-prem. For example, developing in-house platforms for, proprietary LLMs, and also for like a research for our research scientists to kind of conduct their experiments. And at the same time, we have like edge devices running, like labs running on the edge devices, and how do we connect to them? So software is involved in all of this. And at the same time, so the digital health insights market is growing very large lately, and we want to be a leader in the digital health insights business, and we want to transform our into this digital health market. Okay. What we do exactly is that we try to offer a developer platform for the entire Roche software engineering community so that they can produce software in faster way. And then what we want to do is that we want to build in security and compliance into it so that they don't need to worry about security. Because security is very important piece of developing software. But when you ask software developers, is your software secure or did you apply scans? Most of them says no. And they are not happy to do that because many of the tools give false positives and a lot of vulnerabilities. So that's one reason many software developers don't want to, kind of enable scans. Okay. So to put in some numbers, at the moment, we have more than 1 billion lines of code in 100,000 Git repositories. And our 20,000 software developer community has run more than 33 million CI/CD jobs. So we have a large software community, and we try to support all of them with our platform. So we support the entire software engineers with source code and artifact management platforms, and we offer automation toolchain, the CI/CD toolchain that they need to accelerate their software development and delivery. And at the same time, we also offer them AppSec tools for delivering secure software. Okay. So what next? Now, let's see why we are consolidating the tools across the organization. Because a common assumption is that we are consolidating to save cost. Yes, that is true. By consolidating multiple tools, we can, let's say, save human effort and also reduce costs, and we save cost for the organization. But what we often miss is that we often miss the impact of tool sprawl on security. Because being in medical software development and medical device development, secure software is a must. And I don't know if any of you are in medical device development, but FDA is very particular about developing software. They even ask SBOM, software bill of materials, when we have to release a product to, when you need to get approval from FDA. And other thing is that developer experience. So the tool sprawl can negatively impact developer experience, and it could in turn lead to, let's say, less operating margins for the company. And now I want to show you some numbers on how tool sprawl impacts security and developer experience. So when we talk about tool sprawl or shadow IT, what we often see is that it's like multiple instances of the tools, which is running in a developer laptop or a VM that no one knows. And what happens with this is that we see there's a lot of attack surface because those tools are not developed as per organization guidelines. No one is scanning them. No one don't know what they're running, which means for a hacker, it's a large attack surface. And Gartner estimated that in a 2020 report that 1/3 of all cyber attacks, successful cyber attacks, come from shadow IT infrastructure. And these cyber attacks are very expensive and are very common. For example, in 2023 Q1, a report from Statistica shows that there are over 6.41 million data records leaked in 2023. And they are very expensive to fix. These are from 2023. Again, from Statista, it says that average cost of fixing a data breach is $4.45 million. So just to summarize, you know that like if you don't follow security, or like if you don't have or control tool sprawl, it will negatively impact security, and it's very expensive to fix. And now I want to talk about why we think empowering developers, or why increasing developer experience is important. So a report from McKinsey from 2020 states that if you can improve developer experience or empower developers in the organization, it can lead to high results. For example, they say that they notice companies who empower their software developers, they reach 55% higher innovation and 20% higher operating margins and overall 60% higher stakeholder returns. So it shows that it's a must for companies to empower developer experience in order to get higher returns. Okay. Now I want to talk about how we are approaching the consolidation. So one reason we think for tool sprawl is free-for-all approach, offering too much freedom for development teams to choose whatever tool they like. So I want to use it to compare it to a restaurant analogy. It's like you go to a restaurant, and then when you want to order, you are given a white paper to ask what you want. Then, in general, if you compare that to a developer, it's like you have a lot of options. You can choose whatever you want, and too much chaos. But over the time, what we noticed is that developer wants guidance. Development teams want to have guidance on, having a fixed menu, what they can choose from, and also having a paved paths, how to move forward from one step to other. So we want to kind of restrict what developers can choose from, and at the same time give them options so that a paved path they can use to kind of develop and deliver their software. So in our organization, we see 4 different scenarios when we talk about tool sprawl. So the first one is that we have multiple contracts, and what we try to do is that we try to align commercially. So we also get from volume discount when working with the vendor because of multiple different instances. And the second one is that in many cases we have same tool from same vendor in more than 10 or different sites running. We try to merge them to a central location and then use a platform team to manage it. And the third one is that, for example, again, what we often see is that we have tools with same capabilities, where we try to work with our business development teams and try to get into a binary option so that it's either one or none. And also at the same time, what we acknowledge is that, again, there are 20% cases where we cannot fit all of the development teams. But we want to cover the 80% of our software development community with more centralized platforms so that they can focus more on the development rather than configuring tools or switching between the tools. Okay, and how do we do that? So if any of you are working in IT, it's very challenging to convince the business development teams to accept a change, because they don't want to move from one tool to other because they're used to working with it. What we are trying to do is that we want to make any other option seem like a lot more work. We want to bake security in, and at the same time easy onboarding, and give them autonomy to kind of experiment and innovate. And other thing is that we want to enhance the developer experience. So like it was mentioned in the earlier talk as well, we are also focusing on removing interfaces for them. So they they get a fixed menu. And we are working on developing an internal developer portal. It's already live. It has been, we are offering internal developer portal to give them a paved paths to develop and deliver their software. Okay. Now, what is HashiCorp role in this consolidation approach? Okay. So to put it, this is our secret management landscape a few years ago. So what used to happen is that each project used to manage own secret management tool. And in some cases, there is no secret management at all. And So we had leaked secrets in Git repositories. Even we do have it, but we reduced it a lot. And other thing is that as a regulated industry, we need to have security is very important for us. I mean, as we're a regulated industry, and we need to rotate secrets continuously. So it was a big challenge because of static secrets. And other thing is that as teams were using different tools, it was very difficult to standardize how often you have to change secrets or follow best practices because teams were not even talking to each other. These are some of the problems that we had a few years ago. And what we have done to solve this is that, so we started looking at existing market situation with respect to secret management tools. And what we want to do is that we want to offer a central platform for managing secrets, but at the same time we have diverse customer needs. So we do edge computing, cloud computing, or we have on-prem cloud as well, and a lot of different use cases. So we cannot offer one platform for each of them. It will again become like a tool sprawl problem. So what we want to do is that we want to use one solution which can fit most of our needs. And how we have done is that we use Enterprise Vault actually, and the namespace or the multi-tenancy nature of Enterprise Vault solves a lot of our use cases. And now we use Vault across different areas. We use it in on-prem, enterprise, cloud, and edge. So one platform for managing secrets across our entire organization. And now I want to show you how we did it. So for example, now how our development teams use Vault. So we have Vault Enterprise, and that we use in, let's say, for integrating with all developer platforms, let's say the source code management platforms, CI/CD platforms, observability platforms, all of them use Vault, for retrieving secrets or talking to other systems. And all the in-house developed, solutions like for supporting researchers, machine learning solutions, even they use Vault for fetching their secrets, updating their secrets. And again, even for enterprise software, like ERP systems, SAP systems, they also kind of store their secrets in Vault for kind of frequently updating, and also API systems. Because earlier what used to happen is that if an API has to be updated, we need to have downtime. But now we try to dynamically get the secret from Vault so that we reduce the downtime as well. And also, we deploy solutions to cloud, multi-cloud, or digital solutions run in multi-cloud. Even we want to have one central place where we store secrets. Even there, we use Vault for deploying our solutions, for managing secrets of our solutions. And finally, also at our edge locations. For example, we have a lot of field service engineers who want to fix our devices. They usually get a mobile device where they can, identify the instrument or how to log into instrument and all. Even we use Vault there, so they get access to a web page where they go and see, the kind of what device it is, how do they log into the device, and also on our instruments running at the lab, even there we manage secrets of those instruments using Vault. Okay, now this is the story about Vault. Now I want to talk about automation and infrastructure management. So similar to secret management, our infrastructure management was quite heterogeneous a few years ago. Again, each project team, used to follow different practices. There was never common standards. And in some cases, there was no automation at all. This all leads to frustration among the development teams. If you have to wait, let's say 1 month for requesting infrastructure, it's so frustrating for development teams. And it again reduced developer experience and all. And other thing is that what we often see is that when companies start migrating to cloud, they just do lift and shift. They don't even think about the TCO of running an application on-premises cloud. And it was very difficult for us to kind of control our cloud costs. So this was an interesting problem for us to solve as well. And the other thing is that how do we give teams at the same time infrastructure to experiment and innovate as quickly as possible. So these were our challenges with infrastructure management a few years ago. So how we solve this problem is that as a company, we use Terraform quite heavily. Or like companies started using Terraform quite heavily across the organization. And now we use Terraform for provisioning on-prem, cloud, and even edge resources. And Terraform is a foundation layer for our secure and cloud platform where we run all of our digital solutions. And at the same time, we use like the ephemeral, sandboxes of Terraform Cloud as well, so that we can quickly, spin up and destroy the cloud environments. And at the same time, because of automation and using Terraform heavily for onboarding our customers in various parts of their journey, it helped us to accelerate the software delivery and also make them happy, because now they don't need to wait for like months to get access to infrastructure. And finally, I think cloud cost and security has improved a lot because of these things. Okay. And this is how we use Terraform to manage, our infrastructure. So we use it across on-prem. Let's say, for example, we have on-prem cloud from different cloud. Let's say like VM providers or virtualization providers. We use Terraform there for kind of managing on-prem infrastructure and for like multi-cloud, and also at the edge. We even use Terraform for kind of configuring our infrastructure at the edge locations. Okay, now you might ask, okay, are we able to really quantify the impact, right? So we have over 200 development teams across globe using the HashiCorp Vault, and without one central platform, we estimate that we would have at least 10 Vault instances, open source Vault instances with different teams managing in different locations. Because we run in over 150 countries and we have IT operations in more than 10 countries. So we estimate that we save around $1.5 million annually in terms of development and maintenance effort by using one managed Vault from central location. And it increased security posture of our organization by 30%, because earlier we used to have secrets like sharing from Slack or even Gmail, and also let's say even now many of the development teams they store the secrets in a notepad or something. So now it has changed a lot. Majority of the teams have moved to Vault, and we rotate the secrets regularly, and we enforce organizational-wide guidelines for rotating secrets. And the growth is, growing every day. And how about Terraform? How is it like going with Terraform, the adoption and all? So every day we deploy thousands of resources through multi-clouds. So we have multi-cloud strategy. We deploy, resources across cloud and on-prem. And we estimate that given the amount of automation we put in Terraform, monthly, we save around 15 to 20% of our development team effort. And what's next for us? What we want to do is that in the next 2 years, we are focusing on consolidating heavily. We have consolidated with respect to, let's say, HashiCorp stack, because the multi-tenancy nature was good for us, but then it's not true for other platforms. Now we are trying to consolidate the landscape and then focusing heavily on building our internal developer portal. And we want to utilize Terraform heavily there as well to automate the paved path for the developers. Okay, that's all I want to say. And to summarize, what I want to give as a conclusion is that developers' time is very precious. And if they have too many tools, a lot of their precious time goes to context switching. To try to, let's say, reduce the amount of tools and move towards, common platforms or like a centralized platform, so that you can improve developer experience and also enhance productivity for the organization. Okay, thank you.